This is One on One. Hi, I'm Steve Adubato from Lincoln Center from the Tisch WNET studio. More importantly, let me introduce a guy I've been reading for a long time in the New York Post. He's Phil Mushnick. Phil, listen, has it been 32 years or 41 years? What's going on here? You've been doing the... How long have you been doing the column?
Column since '82. I got to do, that's 20, what? That's 32 years.
32 years.
I've been at the Post since '77, right? Since '73, excuse me.
See, okay, so you've been in the business
Right
for
out of college,
41
yeah.
years, right? But you had the column 32.
Yeah.
Wow. How do you, every day you write.
I still don't know what I want to do when I grow up.
See, right?
Yeah,
You don't know.
it's fabulous.
Now, as we do this program, getting into the spring of 2014, I'm reading over the weekend, because every time I read Phil, it's always something that grabs my interest. You're saying, hey, listen, because I like watching golf, and I'm sitting there, I'm saying, I'm not watching the Tiger Woods tour this weekend again. He's only 10 strokes,
He's
10
breathing in and
shots
breathing
behind.
out. What's that up his nostril? I mean, they're showing him line a putt up from 18 feet both sides. Meanwhile, the leaders is putting to go 6 under on the other hole. Oh, what the hell with him?
Is that part of what is wrong with the way we in the media or the networks cover it? Or do you say, hey, listen, most people want to just watch Tiger. Who's wagging what here?
Well, you can. I want to watch Tiger. I want to watch every.
Me too, I gotta admit
watch
it.
every shot he takes.
Me too.
But I don't want to watch him walking down the fairway. And I don't want to hear that he's. You want to tell me he's the greatest golfer in the world? That's fine. I'll agree with that. I've written that. I'll support that. It'd be tough to argue against it. But if you want to tell me he's the greatest human being in the world, that nobody loved his father more than he did, no one was a greater father, no one's a greater husband, that's nonsense. It's nonsense. I remember when his father died, he took off a month. And when he came back, I think he was embarrassed by the questions. How are you able to come back and do this? Meanwhile, there was a guy playing a week later. Forget the guy's name. He was a bit of a journeyman PGA guy. Guy was playing. He went to his father's funeral on a Friday, made the qualifier on Monday just to make his living. Nobody said a word about that guy.
Right.
It was in the U.S. It was up in the.
Not a word.
Yeah, not a word. But you know, why can't he just be the world's greatest golfer? Why
Not
must
enough.
we always be told he's also the world's greatest human being? It's nonsense.
By the way, I forgot to say that Phil Mushnick writes about sports, but he also writes about media from a bigger perspective. It's not just about sports. You write about so much in the media. Shows you really like, the 4 that you like the few that you really, really like are?
The Simpsons.
You do?
I love The Simpsons. It's brilliant.
Still?
Still.
Because?
It's just brilliant social satire. It's great writing. I like Modern Family.
I read that you like that.
It's beautifully edited. It's just a bunch of gags, really, but it's the timing of it is so expert. The editing is
Give me one more you like, because I got about 10 you don't like.
I got more than 10. I don't.
What
do I like? I like. There's a show. There's a real cops and murderers show on A&E called The First 48.
Yeah.
No nonsense. It follows
Like that.
the homicide detectives right through to the end, if they reach the end.
Yeah.
And it's very revealing. It's very eye-opening.
Okay, we're right here at the PBS, the WNET, the flagship, the PBS. I know you love PBS.
I do love PBS.
Of course you do. Who doesn't? Now, right across the street, you got the ABC's. You love The View.
No, I don't love
It was a joke. What's your problem with those guys, with those nice, talented women
What's the problem
at The View?
with 5 women in a room talking at once?
Nothing.
To one another. That's the problem. Then if they're talking to somebody on the phone,
What's
it's
the
one
problem?
thing.
Seriously.
It causes me, for me personally, it causes me an anxiety attack. That's the problem.
But you don't get that.
The problem is that I picture, before they did voice recognition on the closed captioning, Steve, I see the person who was assigned to type in this stuff for the hearing impaired taking a gun and killing himself. Having to type, what are they talking about?
It bothers you that much.
I got stuck recently. I took a friend to a doctor, and I got stuck in the reception room, and his nurse was like gaga over it. And I thought I was going to, like, burst into the doctor's office and say, I'm next, I'm next.
And you're also, it's interesting with comedy, unless I misinterpreted this, you're not a fan of Jon Stewart and that whole milieu of humor.
I am a fan. What I'm not a fan of is the audiences. The audience, what's happened was everyone has to, it's like everything's audience participation now. You have to show you get it. So you can laugh, you can giggle, but now there's this you've got to show the comedian or the host or whomever, you get to see, you say, woo! Now, laughter, genuine, legitimate, sincere laughter has been replaced by this phony woo. Now, if I told you a joke on the street, right? Say, hey, Steve, I got a good one for you. And I told you punchline, and you looked at me, my face went, woo! I
think something wrong with you.
I think you're nuts. But there's this mass sense that we've all got to participate and say, Cleveland, woo! Cleveland, woo!
Got to be in on it.
I don't like, and anything, listen, I like a dirty joke, provided it's funny. Anything that has any sexual innuendo, anything aimed at the crotch or the rear end or anything like that, the breasts, always gets this gratuitous laughter and woo, and it's not funny. And we've seen legitimate comedy replaced with vulgarity, and it's presented as legitimate comedy. When I look at promos in the middle of a football game, say there was a day, Thanksgiving Day on CBS, where the families gathered, they're watching football, preparing for the meal, and the 2.5 Men promo, if 2.5 Men, the next episode, had 2 inappropriate scenes, those were the scenes that were selected for the promo.
Family TV.
Yeah. So, in other words, what we used to call inappropriate is now considered the most appropriate to sell your wares. It's very sad.
I can't let you out of here unless I ask you about TV news and the fact that you say the days of television, particularly local television news, are numbered.
That's water.
Of course it is. What do you think?
I thought you were a journalist.
This is public.
I thought you were a journalist.
This is the PBS brand of journalism.
Oh, sorry.
Straight up, no alcohol. What do you got for me? Public. Forget about us. I know you like us. Local TV news.
It's been replaced. Real legitimate breaking news, aggressively reported, investigated news has been replaced with the weather. The weather 3 times per 30 minutes because it's fresh. It's news as they present it. It's the world's coming to an end again. It'll be, and we'll see you Thursday when it doesn't end. We'll tell you the world's coming to an end again. Bundle up. It's February. I knew that. That's what the local news has also become the pregame show for whatever's on TV that night on that network.
It's just a setup for what's coming?
It's all shills. Why don't you have broadcast journalism majors at these colleges when there's no broadcast
Devil's
journalism?
advocate, news director comes in here and says, Steve, what's Mushnick talking about? That's what the people want, you say?
No, that's what your bosses want. That's what your bosses want. You're just meeting the terms of your agreement.
What do you think most people want? Particularly in the age of social media.
I don't think that's any of your business. No, I mean, I don't know. Listen, for better or worse, I'm paid for my opinion. And for better or worse, I provide it. I think most people, for example, the news, who's normally inclined to watch the news? It's not morons. It's people who want the news. And what they're gearing the news now is toward people who are morons, who wouldn't be inclined to watch the news. So it goes lower and lower.
Sounds
counterintuitive.
lower.
It is counterintuitive. Well, listen, and just the condition of sitcoms now, where there's and reality shows on cable, which are just nonsense. They're not reality, they're setups. If that's a reality
situations
show
for things that happen that are
right.
quote unquote dramatic, which
and
we know they're not.
It's all there's the fights. It's shoving. No one's getting punched.
Lots of alcohol involved, I noticed.
Yeah.
Let's apply them. No, you're not getting it here.
I'm
Phil.
disappointed.
We're not disappointed in Phil Mushnick because you can check out Phil. By the way, he's been doing it for 32 years, and there's no sign of him stopping, and I'm glad for that. Because
you don't retire, you expire.
Oh, I like that.
Okay.
Don't expire anytime soon because we like what you're doing.
Thanks,
Appreciate
brother.
it, Phil.
Thank you.
Phil Mushnick in the house here at the Tisch WNET studio at the PBS flagship. Did you know that? That's what WNET is?
The flag.
Wave the flag. We'll be right back right after this. Thanks.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating 25 years of broadcast excellence in partnership with St. Joseph's Healthcare System. This special edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato is brought to you from the Tisch WNET studios at Lincoln Center. Funding has been provided by Virtua, NJIT, New Jersey Natural Gas, Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey, TD Bank, and by the New Jersey Education Association. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.